Good morning, beautiful Thursday morning here in Oviedo. Today's topic. So on paper, the physiology of body change comes down to eating the right amount of foods plus doing the right kind of movement. So if you're looking to build some strength, put on a little bit of lean mass muscle, you're going to have to lift some weights. You're going to have to eat a good quality of amount of protein, lots of vegetables, good carbohydrates and fats. And you're going to have a slight bit of surplus, or at least the same amount coming in as going out. You can't have a reduction. You can, but it's going to be hard to build that muscle. Anyway, that's on paper. But in the real world, we have choices, obligations, habits, and behaviors that mess up that physiology on paper definition of how body change happens. We have habits that have formed, so we should be able to snap our finger and get rid of that nightly or two drinks a night habit that has formed last year over the pandemic. But it's not that easy. We have so many choices. We can meal prep and kind of know what we're going to eat for the week, for our lunches, for breakfasts, for dinners, or we can just freestyle and not think about what we're going to eat until it's time to eat. We can buy our own provisions, or we can have a delivery service bring it right to our door in a nice box, and all we got to do is follow the instructions and prepare it ourselves. We can make simple meals that we can pop in the freezer, that we can take out a week or two down the road and thaw out and have them for easy dinners on those weeknights when we have obligations and need something quick. Or we can buy frozen, prepackaged dinners that may be filled with lots of sugars and fats and artificial stuff to make them taste good, preserve them longer, and things like that. Those are some of the choices we have. Then we have behaviors where we kick off our shoes after a long day of work and want that nightly glass of wine, like I mentioned. That kind of habit, behavior is kind of tied together. And then obligations, of course, change everything. We got obligations for work, which come along with potlucks and birthdays and break rooms and teacher lounges. That doesn't go down on paper. We have obligations of kids coaching kids soccer practice, which is a new one for me. And there's all these things in the real world that we need to overcome. And then we get focused on things like, do we eat white rice or brown rice? Like, that's what we focus on. When we have all these habits, all these choices and behaviors and obligations that we need to look at first and see how we can just change some of those things. Are we choosing those prepackaged frozen dinners? Can we take a little time and effort and maybe make some meals that are better for us? They don't have to be perfect, healthy meals. But if you were to buy frozen pot pies, Mary Calendar pot pies, or you made a pot pie with maybe just the bottom crust, frozen vegetables, rotisserie chicken, maybe half a can of cream of chicken soup, let's say, seasonings, instead of that frozen Mary Calendar pot pie, which is delicious, but full of fat, full of extra calories. That's an improvement. That's one change. Doesn't have to go from that Thursday night frozen pot pie to orange roughy with balsamic glaze and asparagus. Doesn't have to be that way, that dramatic. Small changes. Focus on your habits, your choices, obligations, and behaviors, and stop worrying about things like half a cup of white rice over brown rice. All right? That's today's talk. Get out there, keep moving. See you soon.